Okay, ayan, recording na tayo. So yun nga, magpa-practice lang tayo ngayon ng ah, questions dito sa evidence and documentation. Okay? And yan nga, 30 questions to para at least marami-rami na rin. Pero, syempre, suggest ko pa rin kung meron ka diyang mga available na test bank at meron kang libreng oras, magsagot ka ng mga questions gaya nito. Okay? Kasi nga, ang sandata mo dito sa auditing theory and actually sa lahat naman ng subjects mo ngayong SEM o sa buong buhay mo dito sa ano no, sa BSA program. Practice talaga. Practice, practice, practice. Okay? Tara, simulan natin 'to. Ah, actually dapat pala no, ginawa nating black para hindi mo agad kita yung tamang sagot. Black lahat yung font color. Pero hayaan mo na. Pwede mo naman gawin 'yan ano, on your own 'pag nakuha mo na yung handout na 'to sa canvas mo. So save as ano mo siya, i-convert mo sa Word tapos palitan mo yung kulay ng black. Actually mag-upload na lang ako ng black version ano. Ayan, para magpa-practice ka pa rin sa sarili mo. Sige, simulan na natin 'to. Number one, which statement is incorrect regarding audit evidence? Incorrect, alam ng mali about audit evidence. So ito, basahin natin. Audit evidence is all the information used by the auditor in arriving at the conclusions on which the audit opinion is based. Tama yan, no? Lahat lang ng ginamit ni auditor. Yun lang considered as evidence. Next, audit evidence includes information contained in the accounting records underlying the financial statements and other information. So, pareho naman, no? Accounting records, evidence yan. Pati yung ibang information other than accounting records, evidence yan. Okay. Pangatlo, audit evidence is cumulative in nature. True rin, no? Yung mga nag-gather mo na sa previous audits mo, yung iba doon, pwede mo pa rin gamitin as audit evidence for the current year audit. Napindot ko ba yung record? Ayan, may short-term memory loss ako, no? Ayan. So, tama yung unang tatlo. So, yung mali is yung letter D. Auditors are expected to address all information that may exist. Hindi nga yan possible, ano? Kasi, meron tayong hinahabol na oras sa audit. And pagka yung lahat ng available na information kino-consider mo, hindi mo siya matatapos on time. So, ang tamang sagot dito, letter D. Incorrect regarding audit evidence. Next, accounting records least likely include, ayan. So, alin ang hindi uh, included sa accounting records? Pag sinabi accounting records, dun sa firm mismo, no? Sa client firm natin na ino-audit. Okay, letter A, the records of initial entries and supporting records. Kasama yan, no? Records na nga ang binanggit dyan eh. Initial entries. Ano ba yan? Journal. And yung mga supporting records. Siguro yung mga schedules na nagsusupport dun sa mga, for example, yung mga balances sa trial balance. So, yung letter A, included yan sa accounting records. B, general and subsidiary ledgers. Yes, no? Accounting records yan. T accounts, yung mga ledger. Pangatlo, worksheets and spreadsheets supporting cost allocations. Yes, no? Records pa rin yan. Kasama yan doon sa supporting records na binanggit din sa letter A. Ayan. Dito naman, cost allocations. Pwedeng doon sa mga lapsing schedule ng PPE. And ano pa ba? Amortization, ano? Ng mga intangibles. Okay, may nag-unmute yata sa inyo guys. Paki-check naman. Hindi ko kasi makita. Paki-mute na lang. Okay. Ayan, thanks. Then letter D, comparable data about competitors. Ito ang hindi kasama sa accounting records. Ano? Saan kasi yan nanggaling? Sa labas na yan, ano? Comparable data about competitors. Sa existing market, ano? Hindi na yan kasama sa records ni client. Ang term nga dyan, benchmarking. So ito, ang tamang sagot. Accounting records least likely include comparable data about competitors. Yan. Dito naman sa ODTIO, more on ano siya, no, reading comprehension. Okay, parang mapapractice mo dito yung kung gaano ka ba kabilis magbasa at gaano ka kabilis mag-absorb ng mga binabasa mo. Okay, kasi ano yan, ano, yung ibang questions dito mahaba, pati lahat ng choices mahaba. So kung matagal ka magbasa, baka hindi mo masagutan o hindi mo matapos yung exam mo. Okay, kaya ang preparation din dito na isa pa is yung nga, yun nga, magbasa ka ng magbasa. Okay, and yun nga, practice ng practice. At sasuggest ko rin na kapag nagpa-practice ka, bigyan mo rin ng time limit yung sarili mo. Or i-pressure mo rin ng konti yung sarili mo. Okay? Ayan, kasi parang karamihan ng naging issue dun sa previous DepTal exam, masyadong mahaba yata, no? Yung exam, yung iba hindi natapos. Pero meron din namang mga nakatapos. So siguro yung mga nakatapos ng exam na yon, praktisado sila sa pagbabasa. Kung ikaw, hindi mo masyadong na-absorb o hindi mo natapos yung exam, baka kailangan mo pa mag-practice. Okay, kayang-kaya pa yan habulin. Ano? Undergrad ka pa naman. Sa board exam, ah actually kasama naman to sa auditing na subject. So, ayan, kasama mong papraktisin ang problem solving ng auditing problems. Okay. Ayan. Number 3, other information that the auditor may use as audit evidence least likely includes. So, hindi na naman included yung hinahanap natin, ano? Ano-ano ba ang hindi kasali sa other information? Minutes of meeting, kasali ba yan? Yes. Okay. Ito yung binabasa natin, ano? Naalala mo ba yung read dun sa terms na nandun sa handout natin? Binabasa yung minutes of meetings kasi may mga important ano dyan, ano? Information na nakalagay. Sa meetings ng board of directors. Baka may makita kang mahalagang info dyan. Kailangan mo ring basahin. Next, confirmation from third parties. Ito ba, naaalala mo pa? Very good kung naalala mo pa. No? Ito yung external confirmation. Ano? Isang specific type ng inquiry kung saan directly sa third party tayo nag-i-inquire. Nag-example tayo dito, yun sa bank confirmation. Ano? Yun. Kung hindi mo yun, kung hindi na familiar sa yun, balikan mo yung lecture natin last time. Pangatlo, information obtained by the auditor from such audit procedures as inquiry, observation, and inspection. Kasali yan sa other information. Ang hindi is ito, adjustments to the financial statements that are not reflected in formal journal entries. Letter D. Okay. So itong mga hindi reflected sa formal journal entries, pwedeng ito yung mga pahe, ay yung mga binanggit natin last time na yung proposed adjusting journal entries, ano, na hindi siya kasama doon sa formal journal entries pero dapat i-record siya ni client kasi nga yun nga yung ano no, uh, yung magiging way para maging properly presented yung financial statements. Okay? For example, kasi may nakita si auditor na difference, no, material difference. Let's say for example sa cash. Okay? So halimbawa, mayroon ngang difference sa cash. So magkakaroon ngayon si auditor ng adjusting journal entry para ma-reflect sa cash yung understatement na nakita ni auditor, ano? So magkakaroon ng pahe. Halimbawa, ito yung unang pahe ni auditor, pahe 1. So debit cash for an amount. Isip na lang tayo ng kabanggaan, na siguro AR na lang. Credit, accounts receivable. Tapos yung to adjust cash balance. Blah blah blah. Okay? So yung ganitong pahe not reflected sa formal journal entries kasi ito yung manggagaling kay auditor, okay, dadalin kay client, no? Para ma-reflect ni client sa kanyang FS. And kung minsan nga yung mga pahina yan, hindi siya nare-reflect ni client. Kaya yung beginning balances sa next year audit, hindi pa siya tugma dun sa audited balances nung previous audit period. Okay? Ayan. Number 4, which statement is correct regarding the sufficiency and appropriateness of audit evidence? So, ang hinahanap naman dito is correct. Alin ang tama? Ibig sabihin lahat mali, maliban sa isa. Basahin natin. Letter A, sufficiency is the measure of quality of audit evidence. Tama ba yan? Mali, no? Kapag sufficiency, quantity. Okay, letter B. Appropriateness is the measure of the quantity of audit evidence. Tama ba yan? Mali, no? Kapag appropriateness, quality. Nagkabaligtad sila. Okay, nakita mo ng mali ito? Dito pa lang mali na. Itutuloy mo pa ba yung pagbasa dyan? Huwag mo nang basahin yan, ano? Kasi sayang sa oras. Ano? Pero pag nagre-review ka, babasahin mo pa rin. Pag exam na, pag nakita mo ng mali, dito pa lang, ituloy mo na yung pagbasa sa next option. No? Para makatipid ka ng konti sa oras. Yan. That is its relevance and reliability in providing support for or detecting misstatements in the classes of transactions, account balances, and disclosures, and related assertions. So, dito pa nga lang, mali na, pero ito tama naman. Okay, so yung option B, incorrect din. Option D, dito muna tayo. Ano? Merely obtaining more audit evidence may compensate for its poor quality. So, mali, no? Kapag ba kumuha ka ng mas maraming evidence pero mababa yung quality niya, sasapat na ba yun? Hindi. Okay, yung opposite true, no? Kapag mataas yung quality ng audit evidence, the less may be required. Yun, true yun. Pero yung pag poor quality ng audit evidence, tas kumuha ka na lang ng mas marami, yun yung hindi true. Okay, so mali yung letter D. The correct answer is letter C. The quantity of audit evidence needed is affected by the risk of misstatement. The greater the risk, the more audit evidence is likely to be required. True. Oy, palitan natin yung kulay para makita mo. Ano bang kulay ang kita dyan? Blue. Ayan. So, the greater the risk, the more audit evidence is likely to be required. True yan, no? And also by the quality of such audit evidence. The higher the quality, ito yung sinasabi natin kanina, higher the quality, the less may be required. True. So, ang sagot dito, letter C. Okay, number 5 tayo. Which of the following statements is incorrect regarding relevance of audit evidence? Ang hinahanap ulit, mali. Okay, regarding relevance. Okay? So, lahat tama maliban sa isa. Letter A, a given set of audit procedures may provide audit evidence that is relevant to a certain assertion but not others. True. Okay? Ayan. So, ito yung sinasabi natin na yung iba kasing evidence na makukuha natin sa procedure, isa lang yung may hit niya na assertion. Hindi yung iba. So, true ito. Okay? So, halimbawa, ano ba yung binigay natin example dito? Nung nakita mo yung PPE sa premises ni client mo, anong assertion nga ulit yung na-hit natin doon? Existence, no? Nakita mo, nag-i-exist yung property, yung machinery. Nakita mo, nag-i-exist yung machinery. Pero, masasabi mo ba na pag-aari talaga yon ni client? O yung rights para doon sa PPE na yon ay na kay client? Hindi, no? So, hindi nga nahihit ng observation yung ibang assertion. Existence lang yung nahit doon sa case natin na yun. Okay? Next, the auditor obtains audit evidence from different sources or of a different nature that is relevant to the same assertion. So, ito ano naman yung sinasabi? Auditor often obtains audit evidence from different sources or of a different nature that is relevant to the same assertion. Dito naman, more evidence yung kinukuha pero isang assertion lang. True pa rin yan. Okay? Kasi minsan, hindi sapat yung, for example, ang evidence na nakuha mo is ano lang, oral. Okay? Yung verbal lang. Walang documentation. So, kailangan mo pa ng ibang source para masabi mo ah tama. Okay? Yung management assertion nung specific item na yun. Okay? So, letter B is true. Letter C, obtaining of audit evidence relating to a particular assertion is a substitute for obtaining audit evidence regarding another assertion. So, false na false. So, no? Kasi nga, magkaibang assertion yan. Hindi mo pwedeng i-substitute sa ibang assertion. Okay. So, the answer is letter C sa number 5. Number 6, which of the following generalizations in assessing the reliability of audit evidence is incorrect? Yan. Audit evidence, teka, ang tinatanong dito, alin ang mali? About dito sa reliability ng audit evidence. Okay? So, basahin natin. Audit evidence is more reliable when it is obtained from independent sources outside the entity. More reliable nga ba talaga yan kaysa dun sa internal? Yes. So, true yung letter A. Dito ang babalikan mo naman yung generalizations on reliability. Nandun naman sa handout mo. Excuse me. Letter C, audit evidence obtained directly by the auditor is more reliable than inferred. Okay? Or yung obtained indirectly. So, true pa rin to. Pag direct yung pagkakuha dun sa evidence, mas reliable. Letter D, audit evidence is more reliable when it exists in documentary form kaysa yung verbal lang. Yes? No? True yan. So, yung mali dito is letter B. Audit evidence that is generated internally is not affected by the effectiveness of the controls imposed by the entity. So, yung mga internally generated na evidences, directly affected yan ng controls. So, mas effective yung controls, mas reliable yung evidence na na-generate internally. Okay? So, letter B ang tamang sagot. Okay. Number 7. Which statement is incorrect regarding audit evidence? Ay, nahanap na naman. Incorrect. Letter A. The auditor should obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence to be able to draw reasonable conclusions on which to base the audit opinion. Yes. Okay. Sufficient appropriate evidence, reasonable conclusions to base the opinion. So, true naman. Letter B, accounting records alone do not provide sufficient audit evidence. Okay. So, ato kailangan kasi minsan hindi sapat yung accounting records lang. Hindi siya sufficient. Minsan nga kailangan mo yung corroborating evidence Kung naalala mo dun sa discussion natin last time. So, itong letter B ano pa rin yan true. Okay? Kasi do not provide. Okay. Again, ang hinahanap natin is incorrect. Ayun pala, baka malito ka rin dito, incorrect, tapos do not, so double negative. Yun nga, ang sandata mo dito is reading comprehension. Huwag kang magpapalito dyan. Okay. Ayan, ako muntik na ako malito doon sa letter B option. Letter C. The auditor uses professional judgment and exercises professional skepticism in evaluating the quantity and quality of audit evidence and thus its sufficiency and appropriateness to support the audit opinion. So, himayin nga natin to. Auditor uses professional judgment and exercises professional skepticism in evaluating quantity and quality of audit evidence. True. Okay? And thus, its sufficiency and appropriateness to support the audit opinion. True. Okay, so sabi nga sa inyo lagi, nandiyan si professional skepticism and professional judgment. So, ang natitira na lang na choice is letter D. So, malamang yan na yung mali. The matter of difficulty or expense involved is a valid basis for omitting an audit procedure for which there is no alternative. So, ito maling-mali, ano? Minsan, kahit mahirap kuhanin yung evidence or expensive kuhanin yung evidence, pag wala kang ibang alternative, wala kang choice kundi kuhanin yung evidence na yun. So, hindi siya valid basis for omitting the procedure. Okay, pero still, consider mo pa rin yung cost-benefit, no? Principle. Number 8, the auditor uses assertions in assessing risks by considering the different types of potential misstatements that may occur, and thereby designing audit procedures that are responsive to the assessed risks. Okay, assertions used by the auditor fall into the following categories. So, lahat naman yan, ano, category dito sa assertions. Okay, about classes of transactions, okay, and events for the period under audit, about account balances at the period end, and about presentation and disclosure. So, yung tatlong assertions. Classes of transaction, account balances, presentation, and disclosure. So, A, 1, 2, and 3. Number 9, assertions about classes of transactions and events for the period under audit least likely include. So, ang hinahanap ulit, least likely na included dito sa assertions na about sa classes of transactions. Transactions and events that have been recorded have occurred and pertain to the entity. Okay. All transactions and events that should have been recorded have been recorded. Transactions and events have been recorded in the correct accounting period. Tapos ito, all assets, liabilities, and equity interests that should have been recorded have been recorded. So dito, baka maging tricky sa'yo yung question na to. So dapat, familiar ka, ano bang pinagkaiba-iba ng tatlong assertions na yan. Classes of transaction, account balances, presentation, and disclosure. So ito ang gawin mo na lang palatandaan, no? Kapag classes of transactions, more on income statement items yung tinitira dyan, ano? Income statement. Kapag account balances, balance sheet. Okay, kapag presentation and disclosure, yun na yun sa mga notes and kung ano mga disclosures dyan. So dito sa dalawa na to, class of transaction and account balances, ayan yung main difference, no? So tingnan mo ngayon yung choices, yung question ulit dito. Ang hinahanap, alin dito ang hindi kabilang sa assertions about classes of transactions? Again, ang classes of transaction, income statement items. So, tingnan mo ulit dito. Alin ba ang hindi belong sa income statement assertions dito? Transactions and events that have been recorded have occurred and pertain to the entity. So, occurrence assertion, related ba yan sa ano? Income statement? Yes. Okay, nag-occur ba yung sale na to? Nag-occur ba yung uh, sales return na to? Okay, occurrence assertion. Okay, then next, all transactions and events that should have been recorded have been recorded. Ito, transactions pa rin yung ginagamit na term, no? Transactions. Ayan pa pala, isa mong clue dyan. Dito naman, completion naman. All transactions and events that should have been recorded have been recorded. So, completeness, assertion, ano? Again, pag completeness, nandito naman siya lahat, ano? Sa assertions about classes of transactions, account balances, and presentation and disclosure. Yung completeness, assertion, makikita mo dun sa tatlo na yan. Okay, pero dito, binanggit kasi na transactions. Okay, so, nagpe-pertain yan sa classes of transactions. Pangatlo, transactions and events have been recorded in the correct accounting period. Ito, anong assertion naman? Cut-off assertion. Okay, sa classes of transactions pa rin yan. Itong letter D, tingnan mo. All assets, liabilities, and equity interests that should have been recorded have been recorded. Completeness, assertion pa rin siya. Okay, what should have been recorded, have been recorded. Ibig sabihin, kompleto. Pero, saan nagpe-pertain? Assets, liab, and equity. So, balance sheet. Ibig sabihin, account balances yung assertion na to. Okay. Ano? Tricky ba? Hindi naman masyado. Kaya mo yan. Okay. Number 10. Yan. Assertions about account balances at period end, which means assets, liabilities, and equity interests are included in the financial statements at appropriate amounts is, okay, tinatanong dito ano bang tawag do sa assertion na yan. About the account balances at period end, which means assets, liabilities, and equity are included in the financial statement at appropriate amounts. Okay, makikita mo naman agad eh. Self-explanatory naman siya, no? Pag appropriate amount ba, may kinalaman ba yan sa existence? Hindi, no? Rights and obligations? Hindi rin. Completeness? Hindi rin. So, ang proper, valuation and allocation. So, properly valued, ibig sabihin, appropriate yung amount. Okay. Ayan, so number 10 na pala tayo. No? Baka may question ka rito bago tayo mag-proceed dun sa next 10 questions pa. Unmute ka lang o raise ka ng hand.